Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to be discussing about the basics of Linux, and yeah, let's get started into it. And I learned all this from Network Chunk and of course from the Hack the Box Academy. So if you want, you can check it out. So I'm going to discuss everything that has described in the Hack the Box Academy itself. So in the Linux fundamentals section. So yeah, let's get started. On the screen you can see my screen. And I'm going to open Ubuntu, which I installed through WSL, which is a Windows subsystem for Linux, and it is very quick. And instead of using a virtual box that I have mentioned in the earlier video, where I installed the Kali Linux on a virtual box, it is very slow and it consumes a lot of powers like RAM like that. But for this you just need 8 gigabytes of RAM, and I only have 8. So over here I have opened my Ubuntu, and so when you first start to use the Linux, first thing you need to do is update the packages. So first of all, let's go and update it. Sudo apt update. So what it actually does. So first of all, let's see the command sudo, which means super user. So in Windows you can see some programs that need to be opened as a run as administrator to function properly. Like when you install a package, it asks for a USC permission, like yes or no, like that. So that's the same thing we are doing here. So for updating our app packages, we are going to be using the administrator. So we are going to be running as administrator because it is updating. So that's what we are going to be doing, and we are going to be updating the packages. So let's hit the enter button and see what gonna be happening. Let's go and click the enter button. So but before updating the packages, make sure it have connected to the internet, and just click on it, and you have been popped up with this screen where you need to enter your password that you have assigned for your Linux. And yeah, I go with that, and after that it will automatically start to update the packages. That's it. And it may take a few time to update, so it may take a few minutes, and for me it has been almost completed. And basically, so let me explain the basics of Linux. So in Linux, everything is considered as a package, or everything is considered as a file. Even the command that I use now is a file itself. So we are going to be exploring all the file system today. So I have already seen the Hack the Box Academy tutorial. So I'm going to be explaining those things in this video. So on the screen you can see that my packages have been updated, and it's updated. And for confirmation, so it is updated, and you can see it also recommend to run this command to update the 2 packages it has described, but I don't need to update for now. So yeah, because I need to shoot the video, right? So let's get to the next step, which is to clear the screen. So you can see a lot of mess in the screen. To clear the screen, you can do the first traditional thing, which is called typing clear command, all lowercase clear command, and if you hit enter, that's it. Or if you can do other thing as well, like control plus L to clear the screen. It's a shortcut, by the way. And I used a command called ls, which is to list what are the things that are present in the directory we are in. So currently we are in the home directory. Let's go back. So now if I list all the files that are in my current directory, it shows Shalom, and that's a folder, by the way. And if I go back again, I come to the root directory where I can't go back anymore. So this is a root directory, and if I go ls, you can see a lot of directory, and we just came out of the home directory. And if you are using WSL, you can do another thing called explorer.exe. With this command you can open this directory in your Windows Explorer. So yeah, over here I have opened it, and you can see the same details, like what are the files present using this as well. So we are going to be exploring that now, right? So all right, so now let's get into it. And for clearing the screen, as I said, you can use the clear command, or else just press Ctrl L, right? So now we are going to be discussing some of the basics of the Linux. That so this document over here you can see in the screen is completely took from the Hack the Box Academy, and I just downloaded it as a PDF, which is very easy to do. By the way, Ctrl P, just printed as a PDF. So as we discussed earlier, everything in the Linux is a file. Let me change the color for you. So everything in a Linux is a file, right? So everything that you're seeing is a file. Let me show you guys. So let me show you what I mean by that. So if I open my Linux here, if I list out the things, even this command ls is itself a file. Let me show you. Over here you can see a bin directory where it contains all the binary files, and yeah, we are going to be discussing all the folders over here is zoom. So let's go to the binary file. So to change the directory, we need to use a command called cd, which is called as change directory. And let's go to bin, and we are inside the bin folder. So if I select ls, you can see lots of different options. These are the options that we can use. So over here you can also find the option called the ls command that we have used now. So let me show you. Right over here you can see that the things you list out, the command we use to list out the things is itself a file. So yeah, let's take a look into the file. For that we can use a command called cat, which displays all the information inside that file in our terminal. So let's cat ls, and over here you can see the things that have been written in the ls file. So the ls itself a file, a binary file, and these are the binary data that are written in that file. You can also open this using the notepad itself. So let me show you, if you are using the WSL, by the way. So let's go and open it, and yeah, here we go. This is the file that I have opened over here in using cat function. By the way, the cat itself is a binary file. Let me show you that as well. So over here you can also find the cat file. The cat is simply used to concatenate, I think so, and that simply displays what is present in that particular file. Simple, that's it. No further explanation needed for that. Yeah. So yeah, let me search for the cat file. It's probably over here. Cat. All right, over here you can see that cat file. So let's go and let's clear the screen, and now we are gonna be yeah, as I said, everything in Linux is a file. So next we are gonna be I'm gonna be showing you what cat actually means. You may don't understand it, did not understand it. So yeah, let's go to the home directory, by the way, home directory. So for that, cd, that's it, we are inside the home directory. So now I have a file called snap, just ignore it. And yeah, now we are going to be creating a folder. So now we are going to be describing the name of the folder. So I'm going to be describing it as new folder, by the way, and don't leave the space between this. Let me show you guys what will happen if you leave the space between this. So if I leave a space between this new and folder, it will create two folders. So let me show you guys, let me show you. If I type ls, you can see over here it has snap, new, and folder. For if you don't understand, it's just one folder. Yeah, let me show you guys. I'm going to open it using the explorer.exe. Wait, it is opening. And by the way, all right, over here you can see that it has made two folders, not one. It has made new and another folder. We don't need that. Now how we can remove these two folders, right? So yeah, new command time, and we're going to be using called rm, which is also a command from that binary folder, so bin folder. So it is also a file, by the way. And yeah, using this command we can remove everything else, whatever we need. So if I go and just type the folder name as new, because it is new, and if I hit enter, it cannot remove because new is a directory, but rm remove function can only remove a file, not a directory. So for removing a directory, you can just say rm remove directory. It is simple, guys. It is, I know it's simple. You just need to use the remove directory, which is easy, by the way. So yeah, if I just go and do that again, yeah, we are done, and we have removed the new folder completely successfully. So next we are going to be removing the folder itself. Let me go and do that. So all right, we have removed the folder as well. Now you may ask me how we can create a folder that named as a new folder with the space. So without the space we can create a new folder. Let me show you. New folder. So now if I ls this, you can see it is a one folder, it is only one folder. Let me show you. Alright, over here you can see it is just one folder, but you can come into a situation where you need to create a folder with space. So for that, you can, in that situation, you can do like this. Let me remove this folder, by the way. Alright, now you have only the snap folder, and other than that we don't have anything. So let me clear the screen. And yeah, now we are going to be creating a folder with space, a normal new folder. So for that we can say like this, with quotes, new folder. That's it. That's it. We created a new folder, and if I show you, so if I open this folder, let me show you. So over here you can see our new folder. So it is showing it as double quotes because we don't need to be confused. As I said, there's a space between folders, but I also included a space here so that it is showing, highlighting the word with the quotes. And but in normal preview you can see it does not have any quotes, by the way. Over here you can see that over here you can see that it does not have any quotes. Just for reference, it added the quotes in this terminal window. That's it. So yeah, hope you understand the basics of making the folder and removing it. So let's go and remove that. So if you try to remove without the quotes, it come to error because yeah, as I said, as we made a directory using this new folder, if I ls, you can see that it's have a difference. It has some space over here, but I also added a space in the name of the new folder so that for reference it has added the quotes. That's it. So yeah, so for removing the new folder with the quotes, we need to describe it with the quotes. New folder. Alright, sorry, remove directory. There you go, we have removed the folder over here. And yeah, that's how you can remove the folder. Let me remove everything else. Alright, you can remove or make 2 or 3 folders at the same time using the spaces. If you need to create a folder with the space, you just need to use the double quotes, I mean just a quotes, and that's it. That's the basics of creating and deleting a folder with this thing. I am really got tired with this. So let's go to the let's create a new folder, and yeah, let me clear the screen, and let's create a new folder called folder. Not gonna be, I'm gonna be teaching you how to use the nano command. So nano tutorial. So I'm going to change my directory to the nano tut, and I'm going to be aliasing. There is nothing in this folder, so we are going to be using the nano command, and I'm going to make it as sample dot sample dot txt. That's it. So now we just in simple words, what is nano in simple words? It's just a notepad, but on Linux terminal. That's it. So I'm gonna be typing some things, some cool things. Let's go. Hello everyone. This is a notepad, but in Linux. So for saving it, you can just press Ctrl X and just give Y, and it asks the name for the text file. So I am going to be using the sample.txt file, and yeah, that's it. And let's go and press enter. And if I ls this, you can see the sample.txt. You may ask me why I created this file. So for you, showing you what cat actually does. So it's gonna be displaying the stuffs inside that file. So you may ask me, what if I try to cat a folder, right? I did that. We are gonna be doing that soon. So I'm going to be concatenate or catting the folder named nanotut. So let's go and do that. Tut. It says it is a directory, it cannot cat that. So let's go to the nano and let's cat or the txt file that we have made, that is called as sample.txt. So we are going to be cat sample.txt. The moment of truth, where you can know, where you're going to learn what cat going to does. It's just going to display the things. See, it just displayed the things that I wrote in the sample.txt. It just displayed what I wrote inside that folder. So that's what it actually does. So therefore we learned what cat is, right? That's a lot. That's a lot of time to spend in this learning. So hope you found this information useful. So yeah, so let's get through it. And now we are going to be learning about the components that are used in Linux. All right, so we are going to be learning about the components. So first of all, we are going to learn about the bootloader, which is the basically in every Linux versions other than the WSL, it uses a bootloader called grub. Mostly in every Linux that I know, like Kali Linux, Ubuntu, I think Ubuntu also uses the grub loader, I think. And it is used for booting booting into your Linux or other OSs. It's just a menu kind of thing. So that's it. And next we have the OS kernel. The main kernel is the main component of the operating system. It is just an API between the IO and the OS. That's it. And what is the daemons? In daemons basically means the background services that running in the Linux, and that's it. And other than that, I don't think you find this information as useful, but you need to learn this stuff. All right. And in what OS shell we are using in Linux? So in Linux there are various OS shell. The most commonly used are bash, and I don't know what these stuffs are, but I only know about bash, so that's what I can easily talk. And next we have the graphics server. Graphics server basically means graphics server. The graphics server basically means stuffs that run through graphics. We can discuss that later, or you can just read this description. And the window manager, which is GUI, GUI version of it. Instead of running it in terminal, we can run it using a desktop environment like GNOME, and basically a window as I shown in this video. in this screenshot. And yeah, we have GNOME, KDE and Mate, Unity and Cinnamon desktop environments. But keep in mind that Linux is completely not for GUI application. It is completely focused on the kernel, I mean terminal. So you need to practice using Linux, you need to practice Linux using the terminal, not by GUI. So yeah. And on the next we have the Linux architecture. So yeah, let's discuss about that as well. And so first thing we are going to be discussing is the hardware, which is the RAM, CPU and other stuffs, and the kernel, which is the, as I said, it is just an API that works. So the core of the Linux operating system, whose function is to visualize and control the common hardware resources, CPU, allocated memory, data, the kernel, which gives the process own visualization between the different processes. It's just a definition, and yeah, it is what it is. Kernel just basically means a API between the IO and the operating system. So yeah, next of all we have the shell. Shell means CLI, which is just the terminal. So it's just a terminal. And the system utility, which means, so it just make sure that you can use every resources of the hardware, use the hardware properly using your operating system. So next, let's go and scroll and check out the next details. Alright, now we have came into the file system hierarchy. So as I shown you, this is the root directory. So over here you can see that this slash is the root directory. Over here we can also see that. So now I am currently in home directory inside a nano tut with that I created. So let me go and delete that folder, by the way. So over here I came into the root directory. You can tell that by seeing this icon over here, this slash icon, which represents the root directory. So over here in the PDF itself you can see that. So now we are currently in this root directory. In this directory you can see all these folders inside this directory. This is the root directory. You can't go outside of it, and this is the last ending. So I mean, this is the starting point, and as well as the ending point, you can't go back from here. So we can see all these folders inside this root directory. If I go on just ls, you can see all the files that have been described over here. These are the files that described over here. Right, so we are going to be discussing what are these files contains as well. So yeah, let's get started without further ado. Yeah, all right, now let's get into it. So this is the top level, the slash, the top level, and over here you can see. So first of all, we are going to be discussing about the bin folder, where our essential binary data are containing. So as I have already shown that. So we are going to be moving to the next thing, which is the boot, which contains the stuffs related to the Linux booting. Let me show you what it actually contains, by the way. So let's go to the cd boot plus. Basically it does not contain anything for now. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing, which is dev, which gonna be containing the device files to facilitate access to the hardware devices attached to the system. It's gonna be basically showing all the hardware devices that are attached to our system. Let's go and check out that as well. cd, what that means? Yeah, dev. Yeah, you can see over here it just defines what are the hardware devices that have been connected to this system. So you can see our hard disk as well, and that's it. Next we are going to be discussing about the etc etc, which contains the local file configuration that we have defined. So let's go and check out that as well. here you can see the files that are inside it. Right, you can see the files that are inside it, and yeah, it contains files that are required, or just it contains the configuration files installed in the application so far now. And the home directory, it just contains the user information, like in Windows we have downloads documents like that, it's gonna be containing that only. And lib we can see the shared library files that are required for the system to boot. So let's go and check out that as well. cd slash cd lib plus. So you can see these are the files that are required for booting the system. So yeah, you can play around, you can play with this, with this. So yeah, next thing, yeah, you can just go through this details in the Hack the Box Academy. I don't not going to go through all the stuffs. It's just seems I'm completely exhausted. Just gonna be covering some of the important topics as well. So I'm just gonna be going through all these stuffs, and you can just go into your Linux system and check all the folders what it actually contains, and you can just go and delete that folder, delete that file, and play around it play with that. Or in Hack the Box Academy, they also offer a virtual machine ready to go with. You can use that as well if you want to. So yeah, I just gonna be going through all the steps as soon as possible. So first of all, now we have the media library, which contains the external devices like USB drives like that. And then we have the MNT, which is temporarily mount for regular file system, which basically contains the USB devices as well. For in this Windows, we have I have so I'm using WSL for this. So basically for in WSL we have linked our Windows system to it. So let me show you. So I'm going to be redirecting to the mount, and over here you can see my C and D folders, which is the C and D local disk that I have in my computer. And yeah, okay, here you can see that C and D folder, D files that I have. And it can if I go to the C, it basically contains everything that C does. It contains users and program files, which is common, and program files 86 like that. So I have just mounted to it, and it can basically contain the external hard drives like that. And it also we can also mount the pen drive to that folder. I have did that. So yeah, I'm telling it from my experience, and yeah, it was fun. And next we have the optional files that third-party tools can be saved here, but it's just like a temporary files, or the basically for separately for the third-party files. And then we have the root directory for the root user, I mean admin user like that. And then we have the bin, which is also executable file just for system administrator, I mean root user. And then we have the temp files, which contains temporary files. The operating system and many programs use this directory to save the temporary files, and the directory is generally cleaned upon the system boot and may be deleted at other times without any warning. So if you store something inside this temp folder, it can delete at any time, even the next reboot, or without any warning. It does not say tell I'm going to delete this, it just delete it by itself. And then we have the user folder. It contains the executable libraries, man files, etc. And then if you don't know man file, what is the meaning of man file is, it is just a manual file which contains the information about the binary files, files that we have discussed about how to use that. So let me show you about that, because it is important. So if I just go to the home directory, and now over here, if I need to know about what ls command does, I can just go and type ls, and it will show a directory. So ls command is basically used to list directory contents, list information about the files like that. So you can see it is just a manual about using how to use the commands that we have discussed. That's it. So that man file is inside the user file. That's it. That's what it contains. And then we have var, which is this directory contains the variable data files that such as log files, email inboxes, web application related files, count files, etc. So let's go and visit that as well. cd dot slash plus cd plus. So it's gonna be containing all the backup files, log files, etc. That's it. And that's it for this video, guys. So that's it for this video, guys. So I hope I have shared something about Linux, and yeah, it's kind of boring to know about these theories, but after that you can easily learn everything else. So that's it, guys. These are the fundamentals or the basics of the Linux that I learned today, and hope you learned the same as well. So thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.